I did want to move on a little bit to kind of your thoughts about male vulnerability
Yeah.
and men going to therapy. What would you say is broadly your take and how that might differ to what of a lot of the advice that's out there at the moment?
I Did you talk about this with Mickler?
Not directly, but we had a long
Okay.
conversation. So,
So I am in a similar camp with Mickler and then another good buddy of ours, Jack Donovan. I do not like the term vulnerability, especially the way that it's used for men. I think better, similar words, but I think that better convey things would be humility or kind of like even exposure is a little bit different than vulnerability because I think when we hyperfixate on this idea of being vulnerable, you start to convince men that, let me think about how I want to put this, that you can almost kind of traffic in that the way that we used to feel like you can traffic in strength, and that there aren't any risks or any costs or any payoffs, and the more vulnerable I can be, then the better man I'm going to be, or and there are risks and trade-offs. I think that people have to earn the right for their opinion to matter to you, and they can lose that right. And I think people have to earn the right to be able to see the depth of what some of your most intimate and challenging struggles are. I would say I'm different than a lot of guys. You go watch my Instagram, and I talk very openly and publicly about things that I'm working through or that I'm coming up against or things that I'm trying to kind of struggle my way through on. I'm honest, but I'm not vulnerable, and that I'm not sharing all of my innermost fears or weaknesses or things like that. And so I think that and maybe it's being pedantic, but I do think that if you could take more of an approach of like, no, I want honesty and humility as opposed to vulnerability, that's a better relationship for men to have with that kind of a concept.
I like going into the meaning of the words sometimes because I think that helps us understand exactly what we're saying. When you look at vulnerable, it comes from vulnus, means wound. So, yeah, showing our wounds and being rewarded for showing our wounds. In what way does that help us? In what way does that help the people that we're showing them to? I don't really know. I think transparency, honesty,
Yeah.
sharing the journey as well, which is something that has definitely become more popular with social media. And I think that's what you do with your clips. You share the journey. I'm trying to do that more and more. I think that's also the difference between like what guys like you do, what I do, and somebody that's more like classic red pill, like an Andrew Tate, is there
Right.
isn't a journey and a sense of progression. It's just, here are my accomplishments.
Yes.
You don't
I'm the
see
shaman at the top of the
progress.
mountain and I've arrived.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's also, as a content creator, it's something that you have to realize at some point and kind of get over, is that actually people don't want you to be the shaman at the top of the mountain. People want you to be on that journey. And I think I've always been aware of that just because I started making videos when I was 25. So I was aware that it would have been ridiculous to be like, well, I figured it
Yes.
all out, guys. So listen to me. And
Right.
and I will frequently, express an opinion on a topic. And then I'll have experiences, and then my opinion may change or my goal may change. I'll share that. Like I gave up alcohol for about 6 months, and I made a video explaining why I decided to give up alcohol. And now, if people see me have a drink in a video, they're like, "Oh, I thought you gave up alcohol." But it's like I went through that journey. My relationship with alcohol changed, so that when I started drinking again, I'd learned my lesson. And
Yeah.
it is a different thing to me. So like the idea of going to drink again, when I drink now, it's not like I'm going back to what I was doing before. It's a totally different experience. And the same happens with
Yes.
dating, the same happens with clothing, the same happens with, literally everything, right? Literally, as long as you're improving, your awareness is going to change and your opinion is going to change.